So it's the 2017-2018 Premier League. It has begun. We're 2 games in. A lot of the teams are. Some of the teams are 3 games in now. Um, I haven't done anything soccer related this summer. I mean, I did a little Confederations Cup early on, but it's been a really busy summer and has not been conducive to watching football at all. And I really hate talking about the transfer window. I think the transfer window is idiotic. So I haven't done a Tottenham season preview. I haven't done that, so I'm not really gonna do that now since there's no really a point to do a preview since the season is already begun. But I do want to say one thing. Well, first of all, I watched the Newcastle West Ham game today, and how bad are West Ham? I mean, Newcastle were looking really poor early this season, and everyone thought they were in danger. Crystal Palace looks awful, but now West Ham, you get beat away. Sure, it's away, but I mean, West Ham looked terrible. They looked terrible all across the pitch. They were just awful. I thought it was going to be an entertaining game, and I mean, Newcastle came out and played really well. I mean, it was against West Ham. They have been doing really poorly as well. It's just, it's early on, so I'm not going to talk about are they the worst team in the league, West Ham, or is it Crystal Palace? Who knows? Who knows at this point? It's hard to say. Um, as far as everything else on the other end of the table, you guys remember last season, Manchester City won their first 4 games like by 5 goals each of them or something like that. And what happened? They dropped off. And everyone thought like, oh, they're going to run away with the league. Everyone's saying the same thing about Manchester United. It's been 2 games. Okay, as of right now, they just started playing. I'm not watching it because I just I can't bring myself to watch a Manchester United game. Just I just can't. I just can't bring myself to turn on the TV and sit there and watch that. And watch their players, watch that club, watch Mourinho on the sidelines. Like if a meteor hit the stadium, I would be sad because all the Leicester fans would also get crushed. But just ugh, Anyway, that being said, I think I think maybe after 5 games we can start talking about how the table is shaping up. But after 2, 3 games, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And even if Manchester United do win the league, I think it's gonna be there's gonna be a conversation about how many what they spent over £1 billion in assembling this squad. It took them 4 or 5 seasons, billions of pounds, euros, dollars, whatever metric you're using, and half a decade to win a title. So I think that's really pathetic. So if they do win, I think it's pathetic that they spent that much money, that they had to spend that much money to even compete after buying the most expensive player at the time in the world who did nothing last season and then going out and just throwing money at the problem. So is it a short-term solution? I don't know. But after winning 2 games 4-0 and Mourinho puffing on a fake cigar, you have to how smug can you be? How can you be smug? How can you be smug after 2 games and whatever? I just the whole Manchester United, just everything about them is just revolting. There's nothing worse. I usually say there's nothing worse than a Chelsea fan, or nothing worse than an Arsenal supporter. But this season, it's been the Manchester United idiots have come out in full force. Oh, I haven't worn my Manchester United jersey in forever because they're garbage. But this year, whoo, I dug it out of the closet, dusted it off, and I'm wearing it proudly because we won 2 games. Go to hell. Seriously, go to hell. But what I really want to talk about, and this is going to be a really short episode, I really want to talk about NBC Sports. Since NBC bought the rights to air the Premier League, you guys remember a few years ago it was Fox, and so there was Fox Sports, and then they created Fox Soccer Channel, and Fox Soccer Channel was playing all the games, and then they created Fox Soccer 1 and Fox Soccer 2. Or was it Fox Soccer Extra Time or Extra or something like that? I don't remember what it was. It used to be Fox Soccer Channel. Okay, and if you didn't have Fox Soccer Channel, you couldn't watch the games. But then it became popular enough that they started showing it on Fox Sports. And then Fox Soccer Channel disappeared, and they turned into Fox Sports 2. But by that point, and Fox was really bad at soccer commentating. We thought they were good at the time. We're like, wow, this is really good quality, because ESPN soccer coverage is even worse. ESPN has the worst soccer coverage. I cover better. I cover soccer better on this YouTube channel than ESPN FC. Okay, ESPN FC. Everyone that works for them is just an absolute idiot, and it's sad. It's really sad. ESPN FC, the website is awful. Their commentary is awful. Their panel of experts on the television is awful. It's just awful to watch. It's just really, really bad. But that's why we thought Fox was good. Fox Sports, look how good they are. And then, not MSNBC, jeez. NBC came along and just blew Fox out of the water and made ESPN look even worse. NBC Sports has the best halftime, pregame, and postgame crew. And they have proper British commentators commentating on the games. Their coverage is the best. And then the first season they had the extra time. They had extra time since forever. They've had these channels that you can, depending on your cable package or satellite package, but your television package, you could always flip to these channels, or you could go online to NBC Sports Extra, put in your cable subscription information, and your email and your password. If you have whatever FiOS or Comcast or whomever whatever company you're using, and just watch games online if you were not home, or turn to those channels. It's kind of like MLB Extra Innings. Except you don't pay extra for them. You don't have to have. Depending on your cable package, you pay extra, right? They don't come standard. They come with a sports package, but they were included in the sports package. So if I, on a day where NBC Sports is showing, I don't know, some game that I don't care about, and for example, Tottenham was playing at the same time. Well, at the 10 o'clock Eastern time slot, that's when most of the games are, so I would just flip to extra time and watch Tottenham. Well, this season, NBC decided to do away with that. NBC Sports is doing away with extra time. So all those channels, extra time, I still have them on my cable. I can still flip to them, and they are blank. They're off air. It's called offline or off air. It's what they call it. Because those channels are gone. And in its place, NBC has done something called NBC Gold or Sports Gold. NBC Sports Gold. Something like that. NBC Sports Gold is not like a rebranding or a renaming of NBC Extra Time. It's a completely different service. And they're trying to make it better, like the way they're marketing it. Like, you don't even need a cable subscription. You don't need a cable subscription. You can just sign up for this and watch it. But then you're like, okay, well, what if you do have a cable subscription? You can't watch it. You have to pay extra. You have to pay to watch the channels. You have to pay to watch those extra games. So, for example, tomorrow the big game, obviously, is Liverpool-Arsenal. But at the same time, Tottenham versus Burnley. Or, not Burnley. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Some crap team that's probably going to win because it's at Wembley. That's the game that's going on at the same time. So if I were to care more about Tottenham-Burnley and turn on Tottenham-Burnley, there is no Tottenham-Burnley on television. You literally cannot watch Tottenham Hotspur versus Burnley Football Club on television. There is no way you can do that. The only way you can watch this game is if you have a NBC Sports Gold subscription. and you have to watch it on your iPad, on your computer, or something like that. Unless you have Apple TV or Roku or some other stuff, which is technically still a streaming service. It's not television. So you can plug your computer in to your television, HDMI cable, if you have that, and then, stream it from your computer onto your television. Well, stream it on your computer and display it on your television, but that's the only way you can watch on TV. Otherwise, you're not watching on television. You can't. You can't physically do that anymore. They're changing it, and you have to pay. These channels were included. So they're trying to market it. They're trying to play it off as like, oh, now you don't even need a cable subscription. But no, now you need a cable subscription and NBC Sports Gold. Because if you want to watch every game, if you want to have the ability to watch every game, you have to buy both. You have to have a cable subscription to watch the games that are NBC Sports or MSNBC or CNBC or what other channels do the same time show them on? It's usually CNBC, MSNBC, regular NBC, or NBC Sports. Those are the channels that these games are usually on. Those games are not available on NBC Sports Gold. You have to have a cable subscription to watch those games. So, for example, tomorrow, if you don't have cable, or satellite or any of those things, you can but you have the Gold subscription, you can watch one game, which is Tottenham Burnley. You cannot watch Liverpool Arsenal. And the inverse is also true. If you only have a cable subscription, you can watch Liverpool Arsenal, but you cannot watch Tottenham Burnley. They're making you buy two products, is what NBC is doing. So, NBC, go to hell. Seriously, go to hell. I would rather the crappy Fox commentators, the production team, everything about Fox that was garbage. I would rather that than NBC try to charge me extra for something that they used to provide for free. And look, they have no obligation to provide these services for free. They're trying to make their money. The Premier League just signed a huge new deal. All the teams are rich, and everyone watches the Premier League. So they're like, how can we make more money? Well, this is how. Take away things that you used to provide and now charge people for it. And try to play it off as if you're doing them a favor. But you're not doing them a favor. Oh, and it's only available in the United States. And once you buy the subscription, you can't get rid of it. So you pay the money for the subscription, and it's good for the entire subscription period, they call it. So the Premier League subscription period, I think, ends May 20th. So if I buy one today, it costs me, I didn't look at the pricing, but it costs me. And if I want to cancel it, I still get charged for the entire subscription period. So it's not like a per basis payment plan or prorated or anything like that. You buy the season pass, you pay for the season pass. If you only watch one show, one quote unquote show, you still pay for the entire thing. So that's how NBC has taken away the Premier League from your average viewer. Now, cable subscriptions are already pretty expensive. If you buy the sports package, that's an extra X amount of dollars per month, depending on your provider, on your cable provider or satellite provider. And now you have to buy extra stuff to watch the Premier League. So, I mean, greed wins out, right? And what's the alternative? Illegal streams, where you can download a virus. And let me tell you, before I had extra time, I remember I used to stream things online. I forgot the name of the place I used to go. But it had feeds. Sometimes they'd be in Russian. I would have to watch the games in Russian. Every once in a while, I would get an NBC extra time feed. But even on my Mac, because I have a Mac, even on my Mac, I had problems. Like, I had the pop-ups. There's no way to block them. The thing would shut down my computer. It would say, your computer's shutting down, and then it would shut down. I mean, you know how they say Macs don't get viruses? Well, even on my Mac, it messed my computer up. And I'm just not willing to risk, my MacBook laptop to watch illegal streams, but on the other hand, how am I supposed to watch Tottenham? Because if they're only slotting 1 or 2 games a week or a day now instead of all of them, chances are Tottenham's not going to be shown. Because despite having the best record in Premier League since Pochettino took over, they're still not considered a big club. Manchester City is a big club. Arsenal, Liverpool. Liverpool's a bigger club than Tottenham, even though we finished above them every single year since Pochettino took over. They're still on TV, guaranteed. There will be on TV more often. And that's fine. They have more fans in the U.S. That's fine. I mean, whatever. I get it. I'm just, I'm a little upset that this is going to be a new thing. And I just found out about it today. And so that's why I wanted to rant about it. I think it's incredibly greedy of NBC to do this. I think it's incredibly crappy of them to do it to their fans, to the people who have, made them what they are. They've provided a better content, a better product than the competition did. And thus they've gotten more viewers. And now, instead of thanking their viewers, thank you for making us great. Yeah, we provided you a great product, but you guys still stuck with us this whole time. Instead of thanking their consumer, instead of rewarding the consumer, they're screwing us over. So that's NBC for you. Not surprising. And everyone says, well, Fox Sports was garbage. Yeah, and they did the same thing. They made Fox Sports 2 a subscription kind of thing until now you can get it normally. It's absolute garbage, and it really makes me angry. It really makes me angry. I'm now stuck without being able to watch because I'm not going to pay for the subscription. I'm not going to pay for that subscription to watch games that I used to watch for free. So it really sucks, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to proceed with this. I'd really rather not go online and ruin my computer on some sketch website, but I'm also not going to pay for it because I think no one should pay for it. I think we should all say, give them a big middle finger to NBC Sports and say we're not paying for this crap. But the problem is, here's the problem. Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, they're not going to be the ones suffering. Their team is going to be shown on the channels that are aired on television. It's the mid-table teams that are going to suffer. Any fans of Everton, Tottenham, who else is going to be in that area? Just second tier teams. Not the big, and I'm not talking about quality on the field. I'm talking about fan base in the United States. It's that second level of team. Because on the field, like I said, we've been better than these teams for the last 3 years, yet we're still considered a second team. Like, oh, you're a Tottenham fan? I've never heard of them. Well, that's okay. But it's us that's going to suffer. So it's us, fans of these clubs, that are going to potentially pay out just to watch our teams. It'd be different if it were Manchester United fans having to pay. Because, they'd make a huge fuss, and that would be that. Maybe NBC would listen. But it's not them. It's us. It's us. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, what's a Newcastle fan going to do? Yeah, every once in a while you're going to get shown. Because this was the biggest game of the weekend, I think. Of this last time slot at 10 a.m. But what happens next week when they play nobody? What happens to Southampton fans? What happens to Swansea fans? What happens to Tottenham fans tomorrow? That's what's going to happen. And so I don't think I would say, well, you know what? Let's not buy it. Let's tell them with our wallets that we don't appreciate what they're doing and we don't approve and we're not buying your product. But I don't think they're expecting a lot of people to buy that product anyway. Only the hardest of hardcore. Because like I said, the big teams are going to be on television. It's the little teams that aren't going to be on television. And the hardest of hardcore fans of those little teams is still not that many people. So I don't think they're expecting that many. It's going to be interesting to see how many, what happens if Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United are all slotted on at the same time, what are they going to do then? You know, that's probably when you'll see a bunch of people like, well, I need to watch my Arsenal. So they'll buy into this product. It would be awesome if nobody bought it, or very few people bought it, and they're like, okay, well, nobody's using it, maybe we'll trash it, go back to the other thing. But I think that's got to be something that we have to do as a fan base, as a people. Vote with our wallets. That's how these companies get the picture. Because you can email them, you can tell them they're a bunch of twats, and whatever. They don't care. You can call names. You can go on Twitter and tell them that you hope they burn in hell, and that whatever. But they don't care. The only way they care is if you tell them with your wallet, we're not buying your product. Your product can go to hell. You can go to hell. We're not buying it. And then maybe they'll listen. But until then, we're going to be stuck. So all 5 of you that might watch or listen to this, don't buy it. Tell your friends not to buy it. Tell your friends to tell their friends not to buy it, and so on and so forth. And maybe we can have this stupidity canceled for next season. Because otherwise we're screwed. As a consumer, we're screwed. Because we have to buy a cable subscription, and we have to buy this stupid gold subscription. So that's that, man. Really disappointing. Really mad in general. But hey, that's capitalism for you. You don't like it, you don't have to buy it. That's that. I mean, nobody's saying that it's got to be a free service. But it's just really disappointing that after such a good run, NBC had to do something like this. So if you're listening, NBC, go to hell. And if you're listening to this, don't buy gold. Don't buy it. Don't do it. Don't succumb to the corporate machine. Anyway, guys, we'll see when I do another one of these. I don't feel good. One last issue. That Tottenham Champions League draw was the worst thing that I've ever seen. I actually watched the draw. I've never watched the Champions League draw in my life because I think it's stupid to watch live Champions League draw when you can just look online after it's over. But I actually sat down, I watched it, and I was just the worst. So one of my friends texted me, he's like, what did Tottenham get? And I replied, eliminated. Because that's what's going to happen. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today. Until next time, guys.